As the United States continues to push for a deal with Iran in the ongoing nuclear negotiations, President Donald Trump has warned of consequences should Tehran fail to strike a deal. He has repeatedly threatened to intervene militarily, first over Iran's deadly crackdown on protesters last month and then more recently over its nuclear program. Washington has ordered 2 aircraft carriers to the region, with the first, the USS Abraham Lincoln with nearly 80 aircraft, positioned about 700 kilometers, 435 miles, from the Iranian coast as of Sunday, satellite images showed. Its location puts at least a dozen U.S. F-35S and F-18 fighter jets within striking distance. A second carrier was dispatched at the weekend as Trump ratcheted up pressure. "I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal," Trump told reporters ahead of the talks. But Khamenei followed up with tough rhetoric of his own after the talks began, saying Iran possessed weapons able to sink an American warship.
The President of the United States repeatedly says that his military is the strongest in the world, but the strongest army in the world can sometimes be slapped so hard that it can no longer get up. They constantly say, "We have sent an aircraft carrier toward Iran." Sure, very well. An aircraft carrier is certainly a dangerous piece of equipment, but more dangerous than that is the weapon that can sink your carrier to the bottom of the sea. In one of his recent remarks, the President of the United States said that for 47 years America has not been able to eliminate the Islamic Republic. He complained about it to his own people. That is a good admission, and to that I say, you will not be able to do it either.
Also in his reaction, Ali Vaiz, the Iran's project director at the International Crisis Group, speaks on the ongoing U.S.-Iran negotiations.
It's hard to be optimistic about these negotiations that wrapped up so quickly. These are extremely complex subjects. Remember that it took 2.5 years to negotiate the 2015 nuclear deal. These talks usually require a lot of patience, a lot of focus, a lot of back and forth, a lot of discussions with experts. So if they wrap up this quickly, it's either a sign that the negotiators don't have the patience that is required to reach an agreement, or that the gaps are simply too big to be bridged. We're talking about the questions of scope and substance. When it gets to scope, I think there is a lot of space for agreements on the nuclear front, simply because Iran's nuclear program has been degraded on the ground, and so some of the cost of a compromise is already sunk in. And it should be easier for the Iranians, for instance, to accept zero enrichment for a period of time.